Tonight, the country mourns the loss of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, what Montana officials say the Senate should do regarding her replacement. Plus, MTN's Keely Van Middendorp sits down with Montana Attorney General candidates Democrat Rafe Graybill and Republican Austin Knudsen as we head closer to November. Later,
two Butte brothers train and work hard so they can make it in the ring. I'll tell you their story coming up.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Thanks for spending your Saturday night with us. I'm Matt Holzaffel. For the third day in a row, Montana has set a new record for most confirmed cases of COVID-19 in a single day, this time with 293 cases reported yesterday. A large percentage of those new cases coming out of Yellowstone, Flathead, and Deer Lodge counties. This is only the fourth time that the state has reported more than 200 cases in a single day. But as I mentioned earlier, today marks the third day in a row of over 200 new cases. The Treasure State has now surpassed 10,000 total cases. Cascade County responsible for 522 of those, with 263 currently active. Lewis and Clark County shows 222 total cases and 22 currently active. Since the June primary, both attorneys general candidates are adjusting to campaigning during COVID-19 with limited audiences. But both men say their stances on campaign issues have not changed. MTN's Keely Van Middendorp caught up with Democrat Rafe Graybill and Republican Austin Knudsen to see what priorities they're pushing as we head closer to November.
The Attorney General's seat is open this year in Montana, with two candidates vying for the job. Both are practicing lawyers, Democrat Rafe Graybill from Helena and Republican Austin Knudsen of Culbertson. The two are running for a role that has been in the spotlight following a 2016 lawsuit now in the hands of the U.S. Supreme Court. A group of Republican attorneys generals filed suit to invalidate the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. The landmark health reform law has candidates here at home split.
We'll lose 10,000 jobs. We'll lose rural hospitals. And the 400,000 Montanans who have pre-existing medical conditions, insurance companies would have the power to deny them care.
Austin Knudsen told MTN News getting rid of the ACA would benefit Montanans and business by creating competition in the marketplace.
You do see it in certain segments of healthcare where the government is not involved, and frankly, where the insurance industry is not involved. You see two things. You see better product, better quality, and cheaper costs.
Graybill says removing the ACA would not only hurt those covered under Medicaid, but it would devastate the state's economy and local law enforcement.
It's bad for public safety because it makes it harder to get access to mental health services, harder to get access to treatment services. And if you talk to law enforcement in Montana, they'll tell you this is incredibly important that people have access to those services.
Knudsen says mental health services for inmates and police are crucial, but he thinks reducing the budget in Helena and Justice Department divisions like the Motor Vehicle Division and reallocating that money to police and county commissioners is the best approach.
Out of the bureaucracy, out of a lot of the pay raises and the vacancy savings, we can move that out to actual law enforcement. And I'm talking local law enforcement that are actually dealing with the drug and crime problem on the front lines.
Another issue Knudsen is campaigning on is the fight against meth in Montana in communities from Kalispell to Culbertson.
Methamphetamine epidemic, that's our true pandemic in Montana. It's not COVID. Methamphetamine is bar none the most serious threat to the state of Montana right now because it's driving up all violent crime.
Knudsen's hometown in Roosevelt County is also the site of a lawsuit involving his family, the city, and a group of local veterans. They're suing the Knudsen Family Limited Partnership over access issues involving a veterans park and land owned by Knudsen's family.
You read this lawsuit and you hear accounts of people saying that Austin Knudsen personally accosted them over this issue at the gate. No, that's not the Montana way. The Montana way is you bring folks together and you work out a solution.
Knudsen said the lawsuit stretches back decades and that he's not directly involved.
I have no ownership interest in that property. I'm not a party to that suit. So, you know, it's unfortunate it's come to that point, but it's got no bearing on my attitude towards public lands.
He told MTN News he'd take an active position on the land board, noting his legal background in land and multiple use.
I want to make sure that we're using our public lands in, number one, the most cost-effective way, because those lands fund K through 12 public education in Montana. So we have to make sure we're getting the best bang for our dollar off of our public lands. I've got the background to do that.
As chief legal counsel to Governor Steve Bullock, Graybill says he's also got experience fighting for Montana's public lands.
The reason I ran for Attorney General was to fight for the Habitat Montana program. They're very proud of going to the Supreme Court of Montana to fight for public access and winning 6-1, helping families across our state. And I think that's the kind of advocacy you're owed as Attorney General.
He's also campaigning for public access legal advocates to handle issues between landowners and the public.
That's somebody who works for the Department of Justice, who would do this Montana way, who would get together with stakeholders and say, you've got a claim, let's work this out.
In Great Falls, Keely Middendorp, MTN News.
Graybill said he'll also work to expose dark money in politics and reduce prescription drug prices. You can watch the debate for Attorney General between Republican Austin Knudsen and Democrat Rafe Graybill Sunday during Face the State. Join MTN Chief Political Reporter Mike Dennison tomorrow morning at 9:30 here on KRTV and KXLH, or watch now with the KRTV and KXLH streaming apps for Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, and Android TV. You can download your free copy today. Switching gears now, showers and thunderstorms are affecting many Montanans tonight, and our meteorologist Grant Garland is here to tell us more. Hey, Grant.
Hey Matt, and that's exactly right. We are looking at a low pressure that's moving across the Treasure State. So we have one side of the storm that's lifting the showers north, while another part of the storm on the backside of low pressure is actually pushing them south. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Right here we are seeing two main areas of rain. We're going to go ahead and zoom in first to the one from Cut Bank all the way down towards Great Falls, looking at some heavier downpours, especially east of Conrad. Let's see if we can zoom in here. Shelby is starting to see some of that rain, as well as Chester. And now let's go to the storms that are moving towards the north. Looking at a few thunderstorms making their way north of Jordan, heading towards Malta as well as Glasgow. Now overall, we haven't picked up any rain here in Great Falls, but down towards Helena, we picked up 1/10 of an inch of rain, and Lewistown, 0.05 of an inch, and Havre, 1/10 of an inch as well. This has created some visibility problems. 5 miles visibility right now in Havre and 9 in Cut Bank. But the good news is the rain is keeping our air quality good for the most part. Now, windy conditions are expected tomorrow, and we're going to talk about all that and more coming up in a few minutes. But for now, back to you, Matt.
All right, thanks, Grant. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who died Friday night at her home, was nominated to the Supreme Court by President Bill Clinton in 1997. Clinton described her as a, quote, magnificent judge and a wonderful person, a brilliant lawyer with a caring heart, common sense, fierce devotion to fairness and equality, and boundless courage in the face of her own adversity. Ginsburg was a champion of liberal values and women's rights. She was also known for her personality. Her friendship with the late conservative Justice Antonin Scalia was famous, and Chief Justice John Roberts described her on Friday as a, quote, cherished colleague. Just one day after Ginsburg's death, a political battle is shaping up over who will name her replacement. Natalie Brand with CBS News has the latest from the nation's capital.
For the second night in a row, mourners gathered outside the Supreme Court to honor Ruth Bader Ginsburg. The 87-year-old justice died Friday of complications from pancreatic cancer. In nearly 3 decades on the high court, Ginsburg earned a reputation as a staunch advocate for liberal causes and equal rights.
Did a lot for us, especially LGBT rights and everything, just women's rights as well.
President Trump said Saturday he will soon name a nominee to replace Justice Ginsburg and called on the Republican-controlled Senate to fill the vacancy without delay. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he will hold a vote on the president's nominee, something he refused to do ahead of the last presidential election.
The American people should have a say in the court's direction.
After Justice Antonin Scalia died in February of 2016, Senator McConnell did not allow a vote on then-President Obama's Supreme Court pick. President Trump later filled the seat with Justice Neil Gorsuch. On Saturday, Republican Senator Susan Collins said Ginsburg's replacement should be chosen by whoever wins in November.
I totally disagree with her. We have an obligation. We won, and we have an obligation as the winners to pick who we want.
President Trump hinted he could nominate a woman.
I will be putting forth a nominee next week. It will be a woman.
CBS News has learned 2 women are among the top contenders, Judges Amy Coney Barrett and Barbara Lagoa. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Well, the debate over when Justice Ginsburg's replacement should be named has been a hot topic over the last 24 hours. Montana leaders like Governor Steve Bullock and Senators Steve Daines and Jon Tester all weighed in this evening. Daines said, quote, President Trump will nominate a well-qualified justice who will uphold our Constitution and protect our freedoms, the type of justice Montanans want on the Supreme Court. If Joe Biden is elected, he will nominate with the support of Steve Bullock, a liberal activist who will threaten our Montana way of life. I believe the Senate should move forward with confirming President Trump's nominee. Montana's other U.S. Senator Jon Tester expressed his disagreement with Senator McConnell's plan to hold a vote sooner rather than later. Tester said, quote, Montanans begin voting in 2 weeks, and as Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and my Republican colleagues said just 4 years ago, the American people must have a voice in the selection of their next Supreme Court justice. There isn't a separate set of rules for Republicans and Democrats. We should follow the precedent McConnell set and fill this vacancy when the next president and Senate are sworn in, regardless of who wins. Lastly, Governor Steve Bullock weighed in as well. The governor said, quote, 4 years ago, Senator Daines said, let the people speak. Montanans should be able to count on their senator to keep his word. The Senate should follow the precedent set by Senators Daines and McConnell in 2016 to wait until after the inauguration to fill Justice Ginsburg's seat on the Supreme Court. Given many Americans have already started to vote, including Montana active military service members and those overseas, we should let Montanans and the American people determine who they want to nominate and confirm the next justice to this lifetime appointment. Well, coming up, in order to obtain Eagle rank in the Boy Scouts, a scout has to complete a community project. Find out how one scout in Helena decided to take this opportunity to help an elementary school.
From Montana's news leader, you're watching the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back. The competitive advantage isn't just relegated to football fields, volleyball courts, and golf courses this fall. As MTN's Sam Hoyle shows us, the atmosphere extends all the way to military training areas.
Every year, the Montana National Guard hosts their Best Warrior competition, where soldiers from all around the state compete in various events to test their skills like weapon disassembly and a stretch suit. Chief Master Sergeant Tim Zumbrun said this competition is unique because it separates the best from the best.
This is an opportunity for soldiers from around the state of Montana from different units to come in here and test their physical and really mental abilities for those soldier-centric skills that every soldier knows, and they're testing themselves against their peers.
Each soldier competing in the Best Warrior competition has a coach to help prepare them for the events and provide support during them. One of the coaches this year is First Lieutenant Michael Noyce Marino, who won the U.S. Army's Best Warrior of the Year award and was named the Army National Guard's Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year in 2008, and said a little over a decade later, the competition is a bit stiffer.
There are more events. It's over a longer period of time, and it's more modernized. So we have the ACFT now, whereas we just used to have the PT test back then. We didn't get to shoot with multiple different weapon systems. We only shot with our assigned weapon. Just over a longer period of time gives us a chance to do more events now than we did back then.
The events range from land navigation to a combat-type situation where soldiers are put under extreme duress and doing it with little rest across a 3-day span. The prize? The winner gets to call themselves the best in Montana, similar to winning a state title in high school.
I think for a sense of esprit de corps, just these soldiers get to come out and really see how well trained they are, and it's like a student in a school studies and studies, and then this is test day.
The competition wrapped up on September 19th, and the winners of this competition will move on to the Regional Best Warrior competition in 2021. Reporting in Townsend, Sam Hoyle, MTN Sports.
All right, thank you, Sam. Well, in order to obtain Eagle rank in the Boy Scouts, a scout has to complete a community project. One scout in Helena decided to take this opportunity to help an elementary school. MTN's Alexia Aguayo has the story.
The East Helena Boy Scouts are working together building certain items to donate to a school. Boy Scout Cameron Mitchell is in charge of this project to help the special needs students at Central Elementary in Helena.
Central Elementary School just went through their renovation, and they set up this place for the special needs wing of the school. There's this place for them to play, but there's nothing in it right now, so I'm building and putting together some playground equipment for them to use.
Playground equipment includes a crawl tunnel and an airplane seesaw at the school's request, but that wasn't enough. Cameron also decided to build a lemonade stand and a playhouse. He wanted to give more after his experiences using similar equipment as a kid.
And I decided I wanted to take it because I remember when I was a kid, I had all these playground equipments, and it was kind of fun to, look at these things and remember how I used to use them. It feels really good to give them that opportunity, because I feel like everybody should have that opportunity to, it's like a childhood staple, I guess.
Local hardware stores donated wood and equipment to help with the project. Helena Playable Playgrounds funded the purchases of the rest of the equipment for the Boy Scouts to assemble. Cameron hopes the students will
play hard, have fun.
These Helena Boy Scouts hope to deliver the finished products next week. In Helena, I'm Alexi Iguayo, MTM News.
Well, temperatures will be in the upper 40s for Helena, Lewistown, as well as Great Falls. Don't go away, our 7-day forecast is coming up next.
Storm Tracker weather starts now with Grant Garland.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you have had a fantastic Saturday. Now, maybe your day has been a little bit stressful like mine has, so you know what? Maybe this will cheer you up. We are less than 100 days away now from Christmas, 68 days away from Thanksgiving, and hey, fall starts in 3 days. Now, today's highs, we did get up to around 69 degrees here in Great Falls, 71 in Lewistown, 79 in Jordan, and 80 in Glasgow. The rain-cooled air definitely helped separate our warmer temperatures from our cooler temperatures. Now, the average for this time of year is right around 69 degrees. The record, though, being set back in 2009 when it was 92, and that was also the year that the Black Eyed Peas came out with the song Boom Boom Pow. If you want to get that song stuck in your head, just go ahead and play it. It's very interesting. Currently, temperature is 50 degrees in Lewistown, 55 in Helena, and 53 here in Great Falls, as well as up towards Cut Bank. And we have had a breezy day. We saw 32-mile-per-hour wind gusts here in the Electric City, 33 up towards Cut Bank, 35 in Jordan, and down towards Billings, 40 miles an hour. And we are also going to be looking at a breezy day tomorrow. Now, because we are looking at two separate spots of rain that are kind of wrapping around a low, let's first tackle this one here. It's pushing up towards the north, so Malta looking at a lot of lightning strikes to the east of you. Glasgow starting to see some rain there, and Jordan. And then also we're dealing with rain up here in Cut Bank. Browning not seeing much of anything right now. Hart Butte just scattered light drizzle. Teton Pass as well. Now down towards Dutton as well as Conrad seeing a lot of those heavier downpours. How much rain have we actually seen though? Not that much. 1/10 of an inch of rain in Helena, over 3/10 in Butte, down towards Bozeman, looking at over 1/10 of an inch of rain. And that's kind of caused a few of us to see our visibility levels go down, especially on the High Line where the rain is really hitting 5 miles of visibility in Havre and 10, though thankfully here in Great Falls. All this rain has brought our air quality down to good. It is great news there. Up towards Malta, well, the rain is starting to reach you all, but you are still looking at unhealthy for sensitive groups. Air quality warning in effect from now until 9 in the morning, and we are looking at the driest time for at least us here in Great Falls being right around the 4:30 mark. We are seeing 28% humidity. Also for our friends in Helena, we're going to see the driest part of the day right around 4 o'clock with 36% humidity. It's going to be a breezy day again tomorrow. We're going to be looking at 10 to 20, sometimes 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts for several locations, and this is all thanks to the system that brought our rain today. It's going to hightail it out towards the east. High pressure starts to build in. Start to see breaks in the clouds as well. We're going to be looking at a partly sunny to mostly sunny day tomorrow, and then we're going to be looking at sunny skies on Monday. So that's the good news there as a cold front makes its way down from Canada. Tonight's lows, 48 in Lewistown, 49 in Great Falls, 51 in Havre, and 48 in Hayes. We will be looking at a warming trend over the next several days. Partly sunny skies though Tuesday through Thursday, 79 degrees on Thursday, mostly sunny skies on Friday with a chance for showers on Saturday. And that's the same situation for our friends in Helena as well. 68 degrees tomorrow, mostly sunny and breezy. Then partly sunny skies Tuesday through Thursday with a chance for showers on Saturday. Matt?
Well, a couple of high schools around the state have postponed and even canceled games and practices due to positive cases of COVID-19. The latest, the Butte Central football team, who announced today that their game against Corvallis had been canceled and the team is in quarantine after a positive test. CM Russell High School, though, they were in action today. Their volleyball team hosted Bozeman for a Saturday afternoon matchup. MTN's Isaiah Dunk brings us the highlights from that game when we come back. The Great Falls High volleyball team is out of commission for a couple weeks due to COVID-19, so all the action was at CMR today. Here's MTN's Isaiah Dunk.
CMR hosting Bozeman in some Eastern AA volleyball action. Rustlers out in front 10-2 already in the first set. Anna Broquist looks to add to that one and extend the lead. Later, the defense came to play as well. Lauren Linseth keeps it alive to Broquist, to Madison Moeller, who finishes the job there as the Hawks can't handle it. Rustlers take the first set. Second set, Bozeman trying to hang in there. That's Izzy Isley rocketing one into the corner to make it 12-10. But CMR is crafty. Later, watch here. Tennyson Hiller, sneak attack. Rustlers take the second set. And on to the third one. Bozeman had some chances in this one. Isley to the corner again, but CMR would outlast them 25-22. Rustlers sweep it. Fast forward to later this afternoon, Class AA's newest addition, Gallatin High, making the trip to Russell Country. And CMR would give them a rude welcome. Linseth hammers it home as they jump out to a quick lead. Then up next, it's Moeller. And that's tough. CMR takes the first set, 25-9, second set. Raptors battle back. Ryan Eddins smashes that one. No one there for CMR, but the Rustlers still take the set. Let's go to the third. Gallatin trying to avoid getting swept, but they run into a wall. That's Maddie Moeller again. CMR hasn't lost a single set this year. In Great Falls, Isaiah Dunk, MTN Sports.
All right, thanks, Isaiah. And as always, full highlight scores and more available at montanasports.com. Now, when it comes to a pair of brothers in Butte, boxing is more than just a sport. It's a tradition. MTN's John Amy steps inside the squared circle to bring us their story.
For Butte brothers Eli and Ethan Robluski, boxing is a family affair. Their father, a former boxer himself, says his boys take it to another level.
When I was an amateur, I was committed, but nothing like them.
Eli is 16 and Ethan 17, and they take this sport seriously, training hard in Anaconda 6 days a week so they can stay competitive when they travel across the country for amateur bouts.
I think that, this kid wants to beat me too, so I got to train harder than him.
Before my boxing matches, I mostly breathe, I mostly meditate, and I relax. And that's about it. And when that bell goes off, I go in there and I do what I got to do.
These guys are throwbacks. They're like, I can sit and talk about Jack Dempsey and Joe Louis and whatever to these guys. These guys love boxing. That's what makes them special, how much they love the sport.
The brothers credit this sport for giving them confidence and keeping them on the right path.
I was getting into a little trouble and things like that, but boxing really helped me out with that.
What boxing is in my heart is it's something that I really enjoy, and it's something I want to do for a living and something I want to thrive for.
So Eli is practicing his body blows here because you kill the body, the head falls. And these boys are really serious. Go ahead, skip it. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, man.
I think the most important thing to say is it makes me feel alive when I'm out there boxing, doing what I love to do. I think that's the thing that puts a smile on my face is just going out there and competing and doing my thing.
In Anaconda, John Amy, MTN News.
All right, John, thanks for putting your body on the line to bring us that story. We'll be right back.
Well, temperatures are going to start warming up as we head throughout the next 3 days. Could be looking at a few light sprinkles in the morning for both us here as well as Helena. However, though, they should taper off. Mostly sunny and windy conditions.
Well, Lake Shawnee in Kansas had its ducks in a row. Yeah, I didn't write that. For the 25th annual Sertoma Clubs of Topeka Duck Race. This year's race had more than 10,000 rubber ducks adopted, the most since 2015. The race benefits charities and nonprofits across Topeka and northeast Kansas. Churches and schools, along with businesses and individuals with a favorite charity of choice, are welcome to adopt. The plastic ducks are released and raced down the lake. The winner receives a 2012 Ford Focus hatchback. What a strange prize.
Oh, wow.
We'll see you back here tomorrow.